Hey guys, it's Reagan, and today I'm here to film a book haul, my October book haul. You're probably like, Reagan, it is the 9th of October. How do you already have an October book haul? Well, my friends, that's because I have too many books so far this month. Like, literally, I'm already having to split this book haul in two parts. It's getting a little out of hand. Let's get started. So there are so many books, I'm basically just going to be pulling them off of a pile and showing them to you because orders are for chumps. So the first book I'm going to show you guys was a book sent to me by Penguin, so thank you Penguin, and it is The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. This is book 2 to the Fifth Wave trilogy. I read the first book, The Fifth Wave, relatively around when it came out, and this just came out September 16th. I'm excited to read it. It's so much shorter than the first one, though I'm sure you've heard many people talk about that, it being shorter, but The Fifth Wave is a alien apocalyptic book set in America following a young girl and other perspectives and stuff. I enjoyed The Fifth Wave. I gave it 4 stars. I liked the adventure and the sci-fi. The romance got a little bit on my nerves, but I'm hoping for good things from the second book here. Yeah. The next 2 books were also sent to me by Penguin. It is Silo and Strike, which is the first 2 books to the Silo trilogy. This is about a town that has like a virus in it that needs to be quarantined. Not Ebola, but some sort of virus that needs to be quarantined. So it is, and I'm assuming there's like a dome over the town in the second book. I don't know. It seems interesting. They sent them to me, you know. I'll tell you if they're good. What am I saying? The next book I have to show you guys is the book I bought off of Amazon, and it is Sweet Reckoning by Wendy Higgins. This is the 3rd book to the Sweet trilogy, and the only one I haven't read yet, and I will probably be reading this soon. If you're not aware, the Sweet trilogy is a paranormal romance book centering around angels and demons, but mostly demons, specifically the children that demons have with humans, so half demons. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. If you like paranormal romance, I would definitely check out this trilogy. The next 2 books I have to show you guys are books sent to me by HarperCollins, and the first one is A Handful of Dust, and the second one is, nope, I did that wrong. The first one is Not a Drop to Drink, and the second one is A Handful of Dust by Mindy McGinnis. First off, I really like these covers a lot. I think they're really great covers. Like, kudos to the person who designed these covers, but if I am not mistaken, these books follow a young girl who lives in a world where like water is super duper scarce, and the thing with water is you need it to survive, so that's not good. And she lives on a farm with a pond, and she like has to protect this said pond with her life. And obviously I'm sure stuff happens. She might, I don't know, but she has to defend it. And I just think that's a really interesting premise and kind of a really scary one. A world with no more fresh water. How do you fix that? I don't know. The next book they also sent me, HarperCollins has sent me a lot of books. I'm not complaining. Definitely not complaining. But the next book they sent me is Exquisite Captive by Heather Demetrios, and this is a fantasy young adult book. I think a girl is sold into slavery, and she wants to escape her captor, so she has to like concoct this crazy plan to do so. But I think this is like has to do with like genies. It's like Middle Eastern culture. It sounds really interesting, and I actually am really excited to read this. And yeah, so hello. The next book I purchased off Amazon on a whim because there's just so much talk about it and I just had to, and it is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I'm sure you guys have heard so much about this, either from like the TV show coming out or from everybody reading it, but this is a historical fiction novel. It's set like a woman is living in like the 20s or the 40s or something. She's going on like another honeymoon with her husband in Scotland, and in doing so she gets sent back in time, like way back in time in Scotland. It's a romance, but I believe it has a lot of political intrigue. I like historical fiction romances a lot. When I read The Bronze Horseman, I really liked it. I really want to get to this probably around the winter time, but I have a thing that I must finish the Bronze Horseman trilogy before I start this series, because come on, Reagan, you can't just start a whole bunch of 800-page epic historical romances without finishing the other one. That's just irresponsible. The next book I'm going to show you guys is the book I'm currently reading, and it is The Blood of Olympus. It's empty. This is the 5th and final book to the Heroes of Olympus trilogy series by Rick Riordan, and it's just so great. And I will say something that makes me really happy is the actual book. You know what? I'm gonna go get it. Hold up. The actual book is purple on the outside, and orange on the inside, and it just makes me so happy. So happy. The next two books were sent to me for review, and they are The Whispers of the Fallen and Rebellion, both by J.D. Netto, who's a self-pub author, which I think is really cool. I really like supporting self-pub authors because they don't get a lot of the advertising that non-self-pub authors get. You get the point. These are paranormal books centering around fallen angels, if I'm not mistaken, and they sound really cool, but I would plan on reading and reviewing these soon, so, you know, we look forward to that. The next three books were unsolicited ARCs sent to me by HarperCollins, so we're just gonna talk to you about them. Now, I don't know what any of them are really about because I never heard of them, and they just came to me in the mail, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll show them in a book haul. But the first one is The Prey by Tom Isbell. This seems like a post-apocalyptic book set in America, like the world's gone to crap, things are going real bad, kids are probably now prey in some sort of fashion, you know. The next book I have heard of, it is Polaris, which is the sequel to Avalon, which I knew is a science fiction book with a spaceship. Lainey really liked the first book of that, so this is actually pretty intriguing, but I have to read and get the first book first. But, so yes. And the last book they sent me is Twisted Fate, and this is something like love story, literally new boy next door, she instantly feels like he's a kindred spirit. You can see where that's going, so yes. All of these books come out in January 2015. So the next book I picked up is Unmade by Sarah Rees Brennan. This is the third and final book to the Leybourne Legacy trilogy, and I really hope to get to this very soon as I really enjoyed the first two books. If you're not aware, this trilogy follows a young female protagonist who I really, really love. She's super spunky, super, like, don't need anyone to protect her, but she's like a normal girl. She doesn't have like superpowers or anything like that. Like, she's just a normal spunky girl in this town who wants to be a journalist, and she's not gonna let anyone stop her from getting the scoop she needs. And in doing so, and trying to get the scoop she needs, she stumbles upon this like crazy legacy that has been instilled in her village for a long time, which is, you know, causes a lot of complications, but it's really good and has probably one of the best angsty romances that there are ever. The next three books HarperCollins also sent to me unsolicited, and the first one is The Jewel by Amy Ewing. This is kind of supposed to be like a cross between The Selection, which I didn't like so much, not gonna lie, and The Handmaid's Tale. But I should like qualify this with saying I'm actually quite excited to read this book. From what I can gather, it follows a girl who I think is she lives in a society where rich people, like, it's hard to have children, I think, kind of like The Handmaid's Tale, so she's supposed to be like having someone's children for them, for like a family. Sounds very messed up. The next book they sent is Say What You Will by Cami Mc... I don't know how to say that, but I'm very pleased they sent this to me. I love this cover. Side note, but this is a contemporary book that I've heard nothing but fantastic things about forever. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this book follows some like two people, I think, with disabilities and their subsequent love story, which just sounds so fantastic and very real and very just wonderful to read about, not something you see very often. And like I said, I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this, and when I want to read something that's gonna pull at the heartstrings, I definitely have this. The last book they sent to me unsolicited is Falling Into Place by A. This book has just come out, and I am so excited. And the author who wrote this wrote this in high school. Can we just, with that for a second? But this book follows a girl, I think she's like a prodigy, like she's super duper smart, right? But one day she tries to commit suicide by driving her Mercedes like off a cliff or something. She survives, and then she has to deal with the subsequent aftermath of all of that. I've heard, again, really great things about this contemporary book. It's very, very short, but I think if I want something, I read a contemporary that's gonna make me think, this will be a perfect book to pick up. Alrighty guys, and the last book I have to show you guys was sent to me by Penguin, and I'm so excited for this book. You don't even know, okay? It is Penroyal Academy, which is a middle grade book, and it follows a girl who lives in an academy which trains people to be princesses and knights and stuff like that. I just love stuff set like this. I love things set in schools and academies, boarding schools, with like a magical element, with like a fantastic element, but also a middle grade element. I'm so excited for this, honestly and truly. So, yes. Alrighty guys, those are all the books I have to show you in this part of this book haul. Look forward in a couple weeks. I will definitely have another one coming up. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below your favorite book you saw in this haul, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!